Are you looking for the best way to bottle feed your baby? In this video, I'm going to share with you the secrets of successful bottle feeding and discuss all the important factors that you need to consider. 1. What are the secrets of successful bottle feeding? The most important secret to successful bottle feeding is to ensure that the baby is getting adequate nutrition and hydration. This means providing your baby with the right amount of formula or breast milk, as well as making sure they are well positioned during feeding and burping times. Other factors to consider when it comes to successful bottle feeding include 2. How often should I feed my baby with a bottle? When bottle feeding your baby, it is important to follow the baby's hunger cues. Generally, babies need to be fed every 2 to 3 hours or 8 to 12 times in a 24-hour period. However, this schedule can vary depending on the age, size, and individual needs of your baby. It is best not to wait until your baby cries, as she may become overtired or too hungry and will have difficulty latching onto the nipple for feeding. Be sure to keep an eye on how much milk your baby consumes during each feeding so that you can make any necessary adjustments over time. It's also beneficial to talk with your pediatrician about the appropriate amount of formula for your little one's age and size. 3. Are there any special techniques to hold or position the baby while bottle feeding? It is important to support the baby in a way that keeps them comfortable and secure, while also allowing them to move their head freely. An ideal position looks like this. Rest your arm on a pillow or cushion to raise baby's head slightly higher than their tummy. Keep baby's head in line with the body so they can swallow more easily. Support baby's neck and shoulders with your hand. Keep baby close enough so that you don't have to stretch out your arm too far away from yourself. If the bottle has a slow flow teat, it could help if you tilt the nipple towards the roof of their mouth as they suck. It may also help if you stroke or massage your baby's foot or back while they are feeding. This can help to stimulate the baby's natural sucking reflex, which can make bottle feeding more pleasurable for them. 4. What kind of bottles should I use for my baby's formula or breast milk? When it comes to bottles, there are a few things to consider. First of all, the size and shape of the bottle should be comfortable for your baby to hold and grip. Secondly, you'll want to make sure the nipple is the correct flow rate for your baby's age and feeding abilities. Finally, look for bottles that are made from safe materials, such as BPA-free plastic or gloss. Some parents also prefer bottles with anti-colic features, such as vents or silicone nipples, which help reduce air ingestion during feedings. Ultimately, finding the right bottle for your baby will take some trial and error, so don't be afraid to experiment with different brands or models until you find one that works best for you both. 5. Should I warm up the milk before giving it to my baby? Warming up the milk can be a great way to make sure your baby is comfortable while they are drinking. Before you warm up the milk, it's essential to read the instructions on the bottle and see if warming it is recommended or not. You should always use an appropriate container for warming up the milk, like a bowl of warm water or a bottle warmer. Never in the microwave oven. Although some parents choose to do this, it's not recommended, as it could potentially heat unevenly and burn your baby's mouth or throat. It's also important that you test the temperature of the liquid before giving it to your baby, and make sure that it's not too hot. Never overheat. Some babies don't mind cold milk, but others might need it slightly warm. Depending on your baby's preferences, you can decide if warming the milk cup is necessary or not. Making sure your baby drinks at a comfortable temperature is essential for successful bottle feeding. 6. Is it okay for me to introduce solid foods into my baby's diet when bottle feeding them? Yes, it is okay to introduce solid foods when bottle feeding your baby, as long as they are at least 6 months old. When introducing solids, make sure that the food you feed them is soft and easy to swallow. You should also start with only a small amount of food so that your baby can easily digest it. It is important to remember that introducing solids does not mean replacing the milk in their diet, but rather adding complementary foods to their mealtime routine. Also, pay attention to any signs of allergies or digestive issues that may arise from any new foods introduced. Talk with your pediatrician if you have any concerns about introducing solid foods into your baby's diet. 7. How do I know if my baby is getting enough nutrition from their feedings and growing properly? The best way to check that your baby is getting enough nutrition from their feedings and growing properly is to monitor their growth over time. Your pediatrician will be able to track your baby's height, weight, and head circumference at regular visits and use these measurements to assess overall health. You can also ask your doctor for simple tips on how much formula or breast milk your baby needs. Additionally, it is important to look out for signs of dehydration such as dry skin or lips, fewer wet diapers, decreased urine output, and sunken eyes. If you are concerned about any of the above issues, it's best to speak with your pediatrician. Bottle feeding can be an incredibly rewarding experience for both parents and babies. By understanding your baby's needs, being aware of the different bottle types available, and choosing a formula that suits your little one best, you'll be well on your way to successful feeding sessions. If you'd like more tips or have any questions about this topic, leave them in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe if you found this video helpful. We post new content every week, so stay tuned.